Right now, from KTAB News, your local election headquarters, this is Big Country Politics.
All right, joining us here on Big Country Politics is Judge Rex Fields. Thank you for joining us. Judge over in Eastland County, correct, Judge?
Yes, sir. I'm an Eastland County judge. I'm in my 16th year.
Well, that was my next question. How long have you been a county judge? 16 years.
16. This is my final year. I'm retiring at the end of this year.
Oh, well, that's big news, I guess, retiring at the end of this year. What makes you want to retire? It's just time.
Well, I think so. After 16 years and at my age, I think it's time to go ahead and retire. The new judge will most likely be David Hullum. He won the Republican primary, and the only way that could change would be if somebody ran in the write-in candidate as a write-in candidate and won. There is no Democrat primary candidate for the general election, so it would just be David Hullum. And he and I have been working together on this disaster. He's been great to work with. Mm-hmm. I'm very impressed with his skills. So I think it'll be a fairly smooth transition. This recovery process from this disaster is going to take a long time. I'm in this for another 9 months, and it's going to continue on for many, many more months. So
past that, past your 9 months.
Much longer, past my 9 months. So Judge-elect David Hullum will be in charge of it beginning on January the 1st of next year. But to get to the immediate disaster that we have, we've got about 70,000 acres currently. And as we're recording this is Thursday morning at about 9 o'clock. Uh-huh. And with that 70,000 acres, that means that now I've had a little bit more than 10% of my county has been burned.
So those 70,000 acres are in Eastland County?
Yes.
Wow. That is amazing. Judge, let's start from the beginning. When did you hear that there was a grass fire in your county?
Would have been last Thursday afternoon. Middle of the afternoon. I was finishing up a criminal court docket, I think, and then, in fact, Chief Hull and I were going to go over and meet at the Water District Board and have a meeting with them about some grant work that's being done for the Eastern County Water Supply District. And he and I got on the phone. We realized there was a fire that was getting worse by the moment because of the wind. And that actually were 2 or 3 fires at that time. There was one west of Carbon, one northwest of Carbon. There was one over southwest of Cisco, and then one, I think, due south of Cisco towards Rising Star. And at that point, the fire that it just was fanned by the wind. We had law enforcement out making sure that people were evacuated, just keep them safe. And of course, Sergeant Barbara Finley died Thursday night, trying to keep people safe. We had her service yesterday, line of duty death service. Very impressive. My heart goes out to the family. I spoke at the service, and it was just a horrible tragedy to lose her. She was one of our courthouse. She was really the courthouse sergeant. She helped keep us all safe over here at the courthouse and did a lot of other things to make the flow of traffic through the courthouse work in a very good fashion.
And I know, Judge, if it works anything like the sergeants over here or courthouse security over here, everybody passes by those people, coming in the morning, leaving for lunch, leaving in the evening. So everybody over there knew her. It was a big blow to not only Eastland County, but the people who work in the courthouse there, like yourself.
That's true. She was a very popular person over here, and she took care of business, and she's very friendly and cheerful. She just had a good, pleasant way about her with everything that she did, and took care of business too at the same time.
Well, Judge, we were watching the service yesterday here on our live stream. It was an impressive service, and lots of law enforcement and others attended. And I'm sorry for y'all's loss.
Thank you.
Let me get back to the fire and the day that you heard that there were several fires. At what point did you think that, okay, this could get out of control?
Well, really, any kind of a fire that happened last Thursday had a potential to get out of control because of the high winds. Winds were gusting into the 30s and 40s. And we've had a really dry winter. And anytime you have those two items together, it's a possibility for what they call a Southern Plains wildfire outbreak. We have been warned, and I'd sent out the warning to all my first responders. I call it the emergency management partner list, to be careful with anything they do out there. Quite often, highline wires start jumping up and down in the high wind, and they quite often cause a spark that starts a fire. I don't know if that's the case on this, but it is likely that that might have happened. We do have Texas Forest Service investigators looking to see what the origins were for all of the fires.
Well, and you know, there were several fires, as you said, happening that day. And one of those, as you mentioned, the origins of the fire was in Ranger, and sounds like that one was started intentionally.
Well, I don't know if it was intentionally or unintentionally, but something happened where a barbecue pit went over.
Oh, I see.
That started the fire, and that got into the downtown area. Chief Hull and I went over there and talked with Ranger Fire Chief Darrell Fox about it that night. And it was just tragic to see flames shooting through the middle of the Second Baptist Church. Some buildings right in that area were also burned to the ground. Greenwood Auto Parts was very close to that fire. I don't know if it received any damage or not. We'd heard reports that the old historic depot at the railroad had burned, but I think it's okay. But it's certainly a loss for Second Baptist Church. It's a total, I think.
What are they doing in the form of recovery? The church itself and the members.
Well, I'm assuming they're going to have to go find another location unless that one, until they get that one rebuilt or moved somewhere else. But it has a pretty active, vibrant congregation. I think they'll rebuild. I think they'll go back and do something, whether it's there or somewhere else in town. But that could have been it was already bad. It could have been a lot worse if it had gotten down into some of those downtown structures, just kept going. A huge structure fire is extremely difficult to fight and get put out. And then again, with the wind blowing all those embers everywhere, it's hard to get a handle on all that. I know Chief Hull and I were out driving, trying to get from Eastland down to the Carbon area, and we actually had to turn back. We couldn't get down in there because the fire was shooting over the top of Highway 6, going back to the east. We could look on a map and see that it was headed towards Lake Leon. So we started calling people to evacuate the south side of Lake Leon. That mostly got done. And then somewhere 9 or 10 o'clock on Thursday night, the wind shifted when the cold front got here. And then the fire started heading directly down into Gorman and Desdemona area.
Judge, let me stop you there, because we've got to go to break, and when we come back, I want you to continue that story right there. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
We'll be back on Big Country Politics.
Big Country Politics on KTAB continues.
All right, we're back on Big Country Politics, and we're speaking to Judge Rex Fields, Eastland County Judge. And Judge, you're in the middle of a story there of when you and soon-to-be Judge Hullum are driving, and you said if you look at a map, you saw that it was going to spread to Lake Leon. You started calling people to evacuate.
Yes, we tried to start. We're just a hodgepodge of phone calls, just trying to get them to let people know. One of my constables lives over there. I called him. Chief Hullum knew a lot of people, as I do, around Lake Leon. We asked the people at that point to evacuate from there. And I think a lot of that got done. And then the wind shifted the fire and started heading it down towards Gorman and into the Gorman and the Desdemona area. The Gorman firefighters and the other state resources and other local responders did a heroic stand to get that fire to stop before it got into the downtown Gorman area. It did burn into a little bit of Gorman on the northwest side, but they pretty much got it stopped there. Sheriff Weger, who's been just great to work with during this whole event, and I and Carbon Fire Department Chief Jody Forbes got up into a DPS helicopter Saturday morning and went out to survey what was going on. It's still an active fire. It's still an active fire now as we speak. On Thursday morning, it's only about 70% contained. So anyway, on Saturday morning, we got a helicopter and we started looking at everything. And you can just see where all of my firefighters, all the local people that responded, and then the state agencies that came in to help us, all of mutual aid fire departments did a heroic job of saving people's homes where they could. Unfortunately, the fire got so intense, it swept right down into the downtown area of Carbon. I've lost about 85 houses in Carbon, somewhere in that range. And then a total amount, we've had about 101 total houses lost. Those are houses, those are homes, not barns, not structures, not carports, but actually houses. We had an outbreak on Sunday because the winds whipped back up, and we lost some more homes on Sunday. But after we were flying around the helicopter, we landed, and there were helicopter tankers, aircraft. Sunday's wind speed outside was low enough to where they could fly as long as they could. They can't fly after dark. And they got in there and got a lot of the fires put out. But it doesn't take much when the winds are 30 or 40 miles an hour to kick the fire back off.
Well, and Judge, you mentioned that. I mean, we're not out of the woods yet, right? I mean, this fire is still active, and we still have some days ahead, dry and windy days ahead.
We certainly do. Today is one. In fact, we've got a fire weather day
Thursday
today,
as we speak today.
As we speak, which is Thursday, not when you're broadcasting this. But I would advise everyone out there, if you're doing any kind of welding or fence work or anything that throws off a spark or a flame, be extremely careful. If you have to do some welding, use a spotter. Do not try to do this on your own. Get some help out there with water, just in case you get something going. I don't want to have to go through another intense fire like we've had. The firefighters that are here are doing a good job on getting control of it. We are having air assets that continually come in and drop water. We're having bulldozers from local people. We're having Texas Forest Service bulldozers that are coming in and building lines. My county commissioners were out Thursday night with their maintainers building fire breaks. But we're not out of the woods on this yet. And of course, we are in a burn ban, so you shouldn't be doing any kind of outdoor burning in Eastland County. Now let's move kind of to the recovery side of this.
I was going to say, we should move over to the recovery side of this, because as you said at the beginning of our interview, this is going to take months and months and months, much longer after you're out of office. This is going to continue. Where are we at right now, Judge?
Well, let me bring up my community resource list. Okay. We have a disaster assistance center. It's located at Siebert Elementary Dome. That's at 100 Little Maverick Trail in Eastland. And it is open open 8 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon, 7 days a week until further notice. And people that are impacted losing a house or whatever, they can go there to get assistance, register for any kind of possible cleanup, meeting with American Red Cross and other community partners that are offering resources and services. There are donation pickup sites. You can drive to these sites and pick up clothing and household items. First Baptist Church in Eastland, Carbon Fire Department in Carbon, Myrtle Wilkes Community Center in Cisco. So with that, this recovery is going to take quite a while. There are a lot of pieces going on. Debris management is going to be an issue, trying to take care of all the debris that's now down in Carbon. There is a plan in place. Mayor Corey Hull and Secretary Sylvia Gosnell have been on top of that. They've named Neil Weaver as someone that's local there that can help get that cleanup going. We don't have a landfill in Eastland County, so that's going to require that all the debris that comes out of this needs to be sent somewhere.
Well, it's funny you say that, because it's not something you think about or that the everyday person thinks about. In recovery, there's cleanup, and there's got to be something done with the debris.
Right. Well, the debris that's metal goods, those, if you've got a metal roof on your house or you've got appliances, any of those kind of metal goods, there is a recycling place in Eastland, and they will take those metal goods and they'll pay you something for those. If you're an individual homeowner down there, that's one way to go with that. We do have some people that are donating the availability of heavy equipment to go in there and do a cleanup. people that are uninsured need to go ahead and start getting their area cleaned up. Ask for requests to get their property cleaned up so they can rebuild. If you've got an insurance, if you have insurance coverage on your house, the catastrophic adjusters are probably out there as we speak. It's been almost a week. Tonight will be a week since it's burned. And those cat adjusters are usually really good about getting out there and taking care of things. A lot of homeowner policies have debris cleanup in the policy. Your insurance company will pay you for debris cleanup.
I see.
You've probably already filed a claim. You've gone through that whole process. That needs to be happening. And then we can do a complete sweep through carbon and clean up what's left. We have people from faith-based organizations like Texas Baptist Men's. They're already here. They're willing to do a shovel crew and help you get cleaned up out there.
Judge, and when we come back, I want to do one more segment with you, if you don't mind. I want
Sure.
to talk to you a little bit more about that cleanup. And I got a couple of more questions for you about what you guys will be doing about declaring a disaster after already being in a disaster because of COVID. We'll be back on Big Country Politics.
Big Country Politics on KTAB continues.
Welcome back to Big Country Politics. We are on Zoom call with Eastland County Judge Rex Fields. We were talking about recovery and filing insurance. Speaking of that, the county, and Judge, you're the one, and the commissioners take care of this. I mean, the county is, as well as a lot of, if not all, Texas counties have been in a disaster, they have been in disaster because of COVID. How does that work? If you're already in a disaster, you have to declare another disaster. I mean, have y'all gotten that far yet?
I have. I declared a disaster, it's called a declaration of local disaster. Mm-hmm. I did that on Thursday afternoon, into Friday. The days are kind of starting to mix together a little bit. I think it was Friday. It was on the 18th. That's when I declared a disaster. And when a county judge declares a disaster, it's good for 7 days, unless it's been ratified to be extended. We're having that meeting today, and the commissioners are coming in today at 3:00 for the potential of having a resolution to extend that disaster declaration. And I think by the time your viewers watch this on Sunday, that we'll have the additional disaster declaration issued. That one will go for 30 days. So did those back in 2020 for COVID, but it's specific to the disaster. So
I see
that, and then it expires. It has a term where it expires at the end. So today we will ratify my existing disaster declaration that I issued on the 18th. Mm-hmm. And then we will continue that for another 30 days. And that keeps the door open for any kind of outside resources that would be able to come in. We don't have a FEMA declared disaster declaration. I've heard that said. It is not FEMA declared. This is being run by the Texas Division of Emergency Management, and they are doing a phenomenal job in getting me resources that I need, standing up the Disaster Recovery Center at Sigurd Elementary, mm-hmm. and getting boots on the ground and trucks on the road, bulldozers, aircraft in the sky. And then, of course, my local responders and the local citizens that live in Eastland County. We've been through this before, unfortunately, with wildfires. And so a lot of them have experience in how to handle this. And we're trying to get a handle on it. I think we're closer now than we were a couple of days ago.
Sure.
And we need some rain, really is what we need. And we had about 6/10 of an inch of rain on Monday, and that did help some. But we still have, anytime you've got dry grass and high winds, there's potential for a fire.
You talked about going through this before. Carbon was hit hard the last time this happened.
It was.
This is not the first time for them.
Right. In January 2006, a huge fire came kind of from this same area, kind of southwest of Carbon, and it went right towards the town. And at that point, we had enough air assets to turn the flames away from Carbon. We didn't have any air assets because of the wind on Thursday and Friday. It was just still horribly, horribly windy. and those aircraft can't fly. And it's a real brushy country, hard to get in there to it. But back in 2006, the fire was diverted around Carbon. Now, we lost the Kokomo Church and a bunch of houses up to the northeast of Carbon, unfortunately. So we've had some experience with this before. And then there was another fire in 2011, a wildfire that started on County Road 323.
Yeah.
And that claimed the life of Greg Simmons, one of our Eastland firefighters. So that's another really horrible day that we had.
You guys have experience for this. And then back to my original question, when do you foresee doing that clean sweep of Carbon?
Well, a lot of that's going to depend on when the homeowners that have insurance get their insurance adjuster out there and they say we're ready to clean it up. The insurance adjusters do all their photographs, all their
they got to take a look at everything first.
They've got to have documentation of what the loss is.
Sure.
So,
okay.
And most of those are going to be just down to the slab. So it's going to be pretty easy to say total loss when you look at that.
Sure.
I would expect, I hate to put a timeline on it, but it's in place to get that done.
Well, that's
whenever everybody gives us the green light through that.
How does that make you feel? When everybody's coming together to come help your county and what you're seeing on the ground over there?
My feeling is Texas is the best place to live. Of course, I'm very partial to Eastland County. I was born right here. So I can't think of any place better to live. My folks stand up and take care of themselves, and they do a fantastic job. My local first responders, I can't say enough about them. They do a fantastic job. They're out there working, trying to take care of people, just like Sergeant Finley was last week. And it's really impressive what the state brings to us when we need it. And, we call the state the Texas Division of Emergency Management, and they bring in what we need to get it handled. And then they have another disaster somewhere else, like the tornado that hit Jacksboro last week.
Right north of you guys.
And so that's not that far away. So state resources are sent over there. We still have a lot of resources here. Unfortunately, this is kind of the disaster time of the year with wildfires, and then if we start having huge rainstorms, then we get a flood after wildfire. That happened. 2006 was a major fire. That was right before I took office as a county judge, and then 2007, about 6 months into my first term, we had a huge flood that affected a lot of Cisco, Eastland, and a lot of people in Lake Leon.
Mm-hmm. I remember that as well.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Judge, thank you for taking the time for us. I know you're very busy. And I just like to thank you for joining us here on Big Country Politics this week.
Big Country Politics on KTAB continues.
All right, that does it for this week's edition of Big Country Politics. Remember, for the latest political headlines, always go to bigcountryhomepage.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you same time next week. Thank you.